Everybody, thanks for joining me. I'm Jocelyn from A Southern Girl's Needs, and today I'm going to tell you how I made $900 on 7 different e-commerce sites, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Mercari, and Walmart, and I ended up with absolutely nothing in profit. Hi, I'm Jocelyn. I own A Southern Girl's Needs e-commerce store, and I have stores on eBay, 3 eBay stores, Etsy, Mercari, Poshmark. I do Facebook Marketplace. I have a Facebook business account, Instagram, Walmart, Amazon, FBA, FBM, all that sort of stuff. And I'm starting this channel just because I wanted to share my experiences as an e-commerce entrepreneur and to provide some insights and some of the things that I'm struggling with, more so than hopefully it'll be successes as well, but I would like to share how I'm overcoming the things that I'm struggling with that I think that a lot of people are struggling with as well. Sometimes the videos that you find on YouTube are already people who've been doing this for a while, and I have been doing it for a while. Like my first sale was on eBay, I think back in the late 1990s when I was still in college. I sold a book about the Young and the Restless years ago, and I think I sold another book on Amazon back in 2002. So I've been doing this for a while, but I didn't start really trying to make it a full-time business until 2020. And it's been challenging, especially due to COVID. And sometimes I wonder, is it just COVID? Is it me? Is it the stuff that I sell? Because personally, in my opinion, I'm not doing as well as I'd hoped to. And if you're a new seller or somebody else who's doing selling, sometimes it feels like, wow, I'm doing everything that I can. And you're watching videos, and maybe you're in Facebook groups or you have friends. And a lot of times the people that are most vocal are the ones that are successful. And sometimes those that are kind of struggling are kind of left behind. And there's nothing wrong with that. So hopefully I'll continue to do these videos and learn more and demonstrate some better success as I move on into 2021. So the reason why I did this video was because sales for me have been sort of slumpy, if that's an actual term. Amazon has been doing pretty well with the product that I had, but I've been having a lot of problems with it, and I wasn't even quite sure if I wanted to continue on, but without it, my sales really aren't doing as well as I'd hope them to be. So most of the stuff that I have is on eBay, and my next one is on Amazon. And I'm thinking about trying to transition to something different, and I'm just kind of trying different things to find out what actually works. So what started me doing this was I had the absolute best sales that I had in 7 days. And every day I was waking up and I said, oh my gosh, I've got a fair amount for a part-time seller. I just do this part-time, I'm not full-time. And I was really excited until I started to look at what was selling, and I go, oh my gosh. And I looked at the actual sales number and I said, wow, I made, $900 in sales. And sometimes you're in these groups where people show that, oh, look what I made. This is, they'll take pictures of their items in their car and packed up, and they've got tons and tons of them, and you go, well, here's my 1 or 2 little package. And so not to say that this is everybody, and that's, they may have made $900 in sales and banked $900 or $700 or anything of that nature. And I'd probably say this is unusual, that the amount of profit I made. I don't know what the exact profit is, and we'll talk a little bit about that, but they weren't good. And as I was going through and packing things up, I said, oh my gosh, this is just awful. And so I wanted to share with people because most of the time you just look at, oh, this is the money that I got coming in. You might kind of think about the shipping, because that's about the only other thing that's really a price point that you can sort of see right away. But the fees, they come later. On Amazon, the advertising fee comes later. The FBA, the selling fees, all those fees come later. And all you're really seeing is, oh, I make $900, but most people don't actually sit down and look at those numbers. So I actually went through and looked at the numbers the best that I could, missing a big chunk, but you'll sort of see what I mean, like where I said I made $900 in sales, and in the end, I made absolutely nothing. So go ahead, let's get started. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and hopefully you'll find some interesting things and some information that you enjoy that I can provide for you. So I hate to PowerPoint people to death, but this was the easiest way that I could figure out how to do this. So these were the numbers for the last 7 days, January 28th through February 3rd. And these are the 7 e-commerce sites. I do a couple other ones, but these were the ones that I had the sales in on these 7 days. Walmart, Poshmark, eBay, a second eBay store, my main eBay store, Mercari, Etsy, and then Amazon. So what happened was the biggest issue I was having was eBay, because I was having a lot of items that were very low priced and they didn't make me that much money. And I went through all of the sites and I pulled the numbers and I said, okay, how many did I sell this particular week? And what was the profit? Like, what was at the end after all of their sales and shipping and all this kind of stuff would I make? So I sold 114 items and my net profit was $361.22. Again, $900 in sales down to $361.22. And you can even see I did really bad on Amazon, and I'll tell you why I did so bad on Amazon in just a minute. But 114 items, it's a great amount. I didn't even really sell that many on Sunday or today. Most of the other ones happened before this. So it's a good amount for part-time. It's probably the highest volume of sales that I've ever had. But as you can see, those numbers in regarding the profit was really not very good. And then the next question you probably have is, well, what the devil happened? All right, now looking at the next slide, and we're starting to see what actually happened. 2 really big things was that I put my main eBay store and my Etsy entirely on sale, 25% off. I made it a week. And I also started to up the Etsy ads. I was running $1 a day, then I went to 5, and over this time period I was at 10. And even though they don't use all of the Etsy ads, the amount, you still have to kind of consider that sort of thing. And it does tell you how much you spent. So I didn't actually go and do those numbers. But the other thing was I had, at the same time, had to pay out the Amazon ads that I was using. A couple other things with Amazon, I was selling a product back in March that had really good sales and was really excited about it. And what happened was I jumped on somebody else's listing, and they were nice enough to contact me and say, hey, this is our product, you're on our listing. And the strangest thing was I felt it was kind of weird because they actually live in the sister city right next to me. And I felt something was sort of suspicious because I didn't understand why that the same company would have ordered from me. That was me not knowing anything. But by that time, I had ordered tons of inventory because it was selling great. I was making tons of sales. I was earning so much profit off of this. Well, I had to then go back and recreate my own listing. And of course, it wasn't selling because no one knew I didn't have any sales, I didn't have any reviews. So I had to put a lot of money into ads. And I recently looked at them, and the amount of money I spent in ads versus the amount of money that I was getting in profit, I think it was horrible. I wasn't barely making anything. The other thing about it was the product was sold originally as 8 ounces, and this particular company had an Amazon bestseller. And I said, well, I'm not going to be able to compete, so I cut it in half to 4 ounces. Well, the problem is by the time you add in the packaging and the extra stuff, you're now over 5 ounces. And 5 ounces versus 10 ounces, the difference isn't that much. So the shipping cost was cost prohibitive. I didn't make any money. And then the third thing was because I ordered so much inventory, I really needed to be moved because it was a food product. And so I basically cut the price $2. And by the time I paid for shipping, I wasn't making any money. And then the product that I sell the most of, I haven't sent any into Amazon. It's very cost prohibitive for me to send it because it's really heavy. It's over £1, and the shipping fees are too much for me. So I have to wait till I can send it into Amazon. Just haven't done it yet. I put a lot of more money into Etsy because I had a product that was selling really well before Christmas, and I ran out. And it took a couple of months to get it back in together, and I lost that momentum. So I was pumping in some money to try to drive up those sales again. And then eBay, what I found was most individuals were buying my cheapest products, which was used DVDs, which is not that bad because I didn't really, I wanted them to be gone anyways. So people weren't getting the 25% off the high-end designer clothes or any of those sorts of things. They were taking 25% off DVDs, even at $2.89 with media mail. If they're $3 and some change, I didn't make any money off of those sorts of things. So I did the math and I said, well, what if I took off the 25%, took off the Amazon ad, and took off the 25% off the Etsy's? Then you could see those profits are a lot better. $684 versus $900 down to $684 versus $900 down to $361. So those numbers are a lot better. But of course, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, especially on Amazon when you're a brand new seller and you just don't have those sales to help you out. But I also look at it as if you looked at price sold, I think it came down to I'll show you the slide. But then you start looking and saying, if I was to drop somebody, what is it that I need to drop maybe and focus more on, Amazon. You can't beat Amazon in regards to sales, but Etsy is actually doing pretty well. 26 sales on if I took off the ads and such, $221, not bad. And that's in the Etsy and the Amazon. And Poshmark already have the shipping. I take the shipping out of the sales. So they actually do pretty well. And therefore, for myself, I'm thinking, well, I'll probably keep my eBay store open. I definitely probably want to spend more time on Etsy and Amazon. Poshmark isn't doing very well. I'm surprised they even had a sale. I might get a sale once every 2 or 3 months. I don't do a lot of things Walmart hasn't been doing very well either. I have a good amount of products on there, and most of it is normal stuff that you would find in Walmart, but those things aren't going as well either. Mercari, it's one of those websites, it's e-commerce, where people really are looking for really cheap things. And most of the time, if they make me an offer, I'll just go ahead and send it off, because it's really, if it's been there for a while, it's probably not selling anyways. So that might help you out if you're thinking about, where do I go if I want to get started, or if I want to add on a new commerce store, where would I go? The last slide, if you remember, I mentioned that some of the shipping costs were already included or discounted already in the sales, and that was Amazon and Etsy. But for eBay, and actually Poshmark as well, but for my 2 eBay stores and Mercari and also Walmart, I used Pirate Ship. And I pulled those numbers, and I had spent $216 in shipping costs. Therefore, if you take the $361.22, subtract $216.15, I am left with $145.07 in profit for 114 items. That was an average of $1.27. Terrible. What's missing also is the cost of goods and the shipping supplies. Some of the stuff I got really cheap, 10 cents. Some of the stuff I already had, but on average, I didn't get most of the stuff for free. Therefore, that's where I said I made $0 on all of this. And so that's what's the other thing that you have to think about is the shipping costs. And I know some people say, I don't ever do free shipping or anything like that. There's some other things I could have done, but it is what it is, and that's what I have to deal with. So there you have it. Lesson learned. I, obviously made some mistakes with this big day. Of course, I can take the shipping fees off on my taxes when they come time, but right now I can't tell the mortgage company, hey, can you wait till next year when I do my taxes to get the money? I need the funds now. And that's what most of us are doing. Sometimes people are doing it for fun, or some people are just doing a downsize, but I'm trying to make this into a business. Would I do it again? I don't know. I did, a penny, $1, or no dollars, or 50 cents, however much I made per item is better than nothing. And yes, some of those things I spent nothing on, but not everything. So by the time you balance it out, if it took me a couple bucks to get the inventory, it probably sort of doesn't balance out. I'm still in the negative probably if I actually sat down and did all of the numbers. Be careful with the stuff that you buy to resell. Sometimes you get stuff and you're gung-ho about it, and you look at the comps and you look at the sales and you throw yourself on an Amazon listing and you think, oh wow, I'm just going to do so great. And it's hard also because in order for you, oftentimes to get good deals, you have to buy it wholesale, and they require a certain volume of stuff to buy. Definitely just trying to reevaluate what I'm going to do if I'm going to focus on something. I'd love to get more into making my own things versus selling other people's stuff. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and I appreciate you sticking around. Again, find me on Etsy, Amazon. I'll put some stuff in the links, and I hope you join me again for my next video. Thanks.